The table saws that are on the market today come with a number of different safety features, which I call finger savers, and I thought we might want to take a look at them today. I happen to be using a Harbor Freight table saw, but I think you're going to find most of the safety features that I'm going to show you here are very similar to those that you'll find on other table saws today. Let's talk about the individual safety features one at a time. I've taken off the kickback paws and I've taken off the blade guard, and of course I have this unplugged because I want to get my fingers close to the blade. So this is your riving knife. What is it supposed to do? With some pieces of wood, as you push it through, they have a tendency, because of the grain, to squeeze on the other side. And I've had this happen to me as well. Before they had these, and boy does it kick back. So what will happen is, if it squeezes on the blade, then the blade will catch it and it'll kick this back from a blade that's spinning 5,000 RPM. You really don't want to do that. So the riving knife, if it has a tendency to squeeze back here, it'll squeeze on the riving knife, which is the same width as your blade, and prevent it from kicking back in your face as you pass it on through. Also, if for some reason you have a tendency to get a little bit out of square, it may just hit the riving knife before it hits the blade and prevent kickback as well. So that's one of your important finger savers. Your next safety feature are the anti-kickback paws. And the way they work is, as your workpiece comes through, these teeth grab it. So if for some reason it does tend to kick back, see, even there, I'm having a tough time pushing it right now. I have to lift this up to get it out from underneath it. So as you push through, it keeps this from kicking back. It'll only go so far. If it comes back, it'll go back this way. Or if it tries to go this way, it may cause the blade to bind, but I'd rather sacrifice a blade rather than my fingers. I also want to point out that if you're using a finer piece of wood or something that has a surface, this may leave marks on it. So how do you handle that? If I have a nicer piece of wood and I don't want this surface scratched, I'm going to attempt to cut with that surface down so the backside can get those tiny little mars of scratches. It's not a lot, but it's there. But you may want to make sure this finger saver is in place. That's called your anti-kickback paws. The next finger saver is your blade guard right here. So you notice the only thing that's exposed is this part of the blade in the back. So if for some reason your hand slips, you're not careful, you get distracted, you're less likely to get cut on the blade. And all that does is, as you're feeding your work through, it just lifts up very carefully. I don't think this is going to mar your wood. This is not a lot of pressure holding this here. So if you're not concerned about the surface, or if you're concerned about the surface, this is not going to do it. And then it pushes back through here, and then your anti-kickback paws kick into place. So really you have three finger savers here. Your riving knife, your anti-kickback paws, and then you have your blade guard. These are three very important finger savers. Well, I hope this video has given you some insights into these safety features, or what I call finger savers, and that you're more likely to use them on your day-to-day cutting or sawing with your table saw. Well, if you liked this video and found it useful, please press like, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe, and as always, good luck with your projects.